The Osmo Pocket 3 Pro, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen, DJI. Let's talk about it. Yo, what up, y'all? It's Tight Shirt Terry Warfield. I'm back for another video. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Remember to be thankful for your freaking life today because you did not have to have it. It is a beautiful fall day and it's a little windy, so I hope you can hear me. I got the Osmo Pocket 3 on a selfie stick, and right now we are filming in D-Log-M, which means it's super flat, it's got no color, and we need to change that. Now, typically when you use D-Log-M, you got to go in your editing software, convert it to a normal color profile, and then color grade it if you want to. After that, well, I took care of all of that. I made 9 custom LUTs for the Osmo Pocket 3 that take care of the conversion and the color grading for you. And as a matter of fact, let's use this one. It's probably the best. Make sure that you go grab those in the pinned comment in the description. Now, before we talk about the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro, first I feel like we need to give the Osmo Pocket 3 its flowers, because what a freaking camera this thing is. I kid you not, I've made about 20 videos on it so far. I'll leave a link to those in a playlist at the end of this video. But every single time I go out to like a press event or a business trip or whatever the case may be, everybody and their mama got Osmo Pocket 3s, and for good reason. It's such a fantastic camera. DJI really cornered the freaking market with this camera. With that said, however, is it perfect? Absolutely not. I already made a video with things I think DJI needs to do to the Osmo Pocket 3 to really turn it into a amazing camera from a great camera. Most of them are software related, so make sure that you watch that video after this video, because there's a whole lot in that video that I'm not going to talk about in this video when it comes to things that I think we need to have with the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro. There's a lot of us out there that, as much as we love the Osmo Pocket 3, we want and we need more out of it to really make it that like go-to camera for us. So this is what we're gonna talk about in this video, the things that they can't change with the Osmo Pocket 3 to make it better. I know the Osmo Pocket 4 is not coming anytime soon because the 3 is still selling off the shelves, but we need that Pro in between for us that want more out of it. So let's talk about them things. Now, I think it's important to remember that if we could get everything we wanted out of an Osmo Pocket 3 Pro, okay, that it would cost $49,000, and it would also be the size of a freaking tree. So as we discuss this, we need to keep in mind size and also cost. Also, I've asked a lot of my creator friends who use the Pocket 3 like to its limit, just like I do, what they would want in a potential Pro. And a lot of these things we're going to discuss are things that we all kind of collectively came up with. Now, I personally would not mind a bigger Osmo Pocket 3. It's already freaking tiny to accommodate these changes that we want. And I also don't think anybody will mind paying a little bit more for Osmo Pocket 3 Pro to get some of these things that we want. And the first thing is I wish we had more than one lens. And again, I don't mind getting a slightly bigger Osmo Pocket 3. If we look at the DJI Air 3, it's got 2 lenses. It's got a main lens and then it's got a 70mm telephoto lens. And let me tell you something, having that extra reach out that secondary lens totally transforms your creativity. And the reason I think that this is hugely important on the potential Osmo Pocket 3 Pro is because it's got a freaking gimbal, it can film up to 4K 120, and it has an amazing 1-inch sensor in it that's, you know, producing beautiful imagery out of it. So I just find it like rather lacking when I can only film in one wide focal length. Give us a secondary lens, even if it means the whole gimbal has to be slightly bigger. Like, I would gladly take a 50mm f3.5 or 70mm f4, like something like that. Just give us the ability to have 2 lenses on the Osmo Pocket 3. I would also love to see an adjustable aperture. Now, some of y'all are gonna say, oh, that's not possible, right? Because we wanna keep things small. Well, let me remind you, we've had Android phones in the past that have had tiny sensors in them that have had dual stage apertures. I'm not saying that I need to go f2 through f22, right? But I would love an option to go like f2 to like maybe f8 or something like that. Just to, you know, having those situations where I might not have the appropriate ND and I don't want to crank my shutter, I would really love a way to be able to dial my aperture in just a little bit to help control my exposure. Plus, I thought I saw something over there. Not everybody wants the depth of field that comes with filming in close proximity at f2. You know, I want to go ahead and be honest with y'all about something. I checked my YouTube analytics the other day. And you know what I found out? That a whole lot of y'all come back and watch my videos. However, you won't subscribe. Actually, over 90% of y'all are not subscribed who watch my videos. You know what? That hurts my feelings. So can we go ahead and change that? If you like this video so far, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up, okay? Let's talk about the next two things I would really love to see out of an Osmo Pocket 3 Pro. The first one is some type of weather sealing. The Osmo Pocket 3 is literally the only camera that I have, and I have tons of cameras that I have to worry about. If I go and I take this camera out when it's lightly raining or snowing, or if it even starts while I'm filming, is the camera gonna get damaged? Now, some of y'all are gonna say, oh, it's got a rotating screen, it's got a gimbal, there's no way it could be weather sealed. I get all of that, but trust me, we would love to have at least some weather sealing than none whatsoever. The next thing that I'm gonna say that I really want in the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro is a big ask. I don't know if they would actually do it, but again, we're asking for a Pro model. The Mavic 3 Pro has D-Log and D-Log M, so it's got both of them on there. Now, if you don't know, D-Log has more flexibility when it comes to color grading, etc., than D-Log M does. It's a little bit more difficult to color grade, but if we're gonna get a Pro version, I would love to see true D-Log on the Osmo Pocket 3 in addition to D-Log M in the case that I do want more color grading flexibility. So DJI, can we please get those on the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro? I got a couple more things I need to talk about though. Let's go. Now, the next thing I would love to see out of Osmo Pocket 3 Pro is more megapixels. And some of y'all might not know this, okay? The Osmo Pocket 3 is only 9.4 megapixels. And for reference, we'll get back to this in a minute, 4K is only about 8 megapixels, okay? Now, I know DJI has never marketed the Osmo Pocket 3 as a photography camera. I totally get that, but I have found that it actually takes amazing photos. It's got a 1-inch sensor in it with loads of dynamic range. So yes, it can get the job done, but there's two problems with it. The first thing is they're all wide because it's a 20mm lens, which is why I want a secondary lens, which we talked about that earlier in the video. But the other thing is it's only 9.4 megapixels, which means after you take the photo, there's literally no extra detail there for you to crop in without losing a ton of resolution. So there's a delicate balance that has to be played when it comes to megapixels versus video specs. And let's remember that the Osmo Pocket 3 can freaking shoot up to 4K 120 with no crop, which is wild, okay? Let's just say that DJI went with like a 30 megapixel sensor instead of 9. And remember, for reference, 4K is only about 8 megapixels. Well, what would have had to happen is the camera would have had to take the 30 megapixels and squeeze it down to 8 megapixels for 4K, which requires a lot of processing power and a lot of resources. And it comes with implications like poorer roll and shutter performance than the Pocket 3 already has. It comes with, other implications like heat and battery drainage and all that stuff. So I get why they went with a smaller resolution sensor. However, again, we're asking for a Pro version of the Osmo Pocket 3, and it's a camera that I already take with me. I don't want to use my phone for photography. In fact, I just made a whole video on the iPhone 16 Pro versus the Osmo Pocket 3. I'll leave that up there. But I like using my Osmo Pocket 3. I don't want to pull out another camera when I want to use my Osmo Pocket 3. So with that being said, the other thing I would love to see is more support for exposure. So we don't even have things like, zebras or anything like that. We don't have a level on the screen like, even the most basic cell phone and camera has that. So I would love to see more exposure support on the Osmo Pocket 3 as well. And then one other thing I would love to see is a 3.5mm jack on the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro. Now, some of y'all are gonna be like, yo, you can already connect two DJI mic tubes to the Osmo Pocket 3, and you can use any mic with a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter. You could also use headphones at the same time. I hear all that, I understand all that. I've made tons of videos on this stuff. However, sometimes I just want to plug in a standard pair of headphones to monitor my audio without having to go through all of that extra stuff. I don't think it would cost anything extra really to put a 3.5mm jack in the Osmo Pocket 3. In addition to that, I would love to see a 1/4 mount on the Pocket 3 itself for rigging it to other things. I don't want to have to use the base plate and all that stuff. And I get it, these are like small things, but again, we're talking about a Pro version of the Osmo Pocket 3 for Pro users, and these are the things that we really want to see. And this last thing might be cheating a little bit because I've brought this up in a few videos already, but we're gonna bring it up again here. For y'all that don't know, the Osmo Pocket 3 cannot shoot native 4K video. It only shoots the vertical video in 3K, which, in most applications is more than enough. But I've never understood why the Osmo Pocket 3 couldn't do vertical video in 4K because the whole freaking gimbal rotates. And if we look at the drones like the Mini 3, the Mini 4, and their Pro variants, they have a rotating gimbal that appears to be the same one or the same size one that's in the Osmo Pocket 3. So why it can't do vertical 4K, I don't know. I don't know if it's the way they position the sensor inside, whatever the case may be. If we get an Osmo Pocket 3 Pro DJI, we need native 4K video. Y'all gotta figure it out, okay? I know I've mentioned a whole lot of things in this video, and I know I've probably forgotten a whole lot of things in this video also, but I think the reason that I make these videos is to serve as like a petition to the camera companies on the things that we want as consumers. At the end of the day, I know I'm a camera channel and a camera reviewer, but I'm still a consumer at the end of the day. And these are things that a lot of us want out the Osmo Pocket 3. We want a pro version. I think if DJI could do a lot of those things we talked about in the video you're gonna watch after this one when it comes to like the firmware stuff, in addition to all of the hardware things that we talked about in this video, together, they could truly make the ultimate pocket camera that no company can compete with. It's very clear that DJI cares about what we think because they've already gave the Osmo Pocket 3 a bajillion firmware updates. So, you know, I just want y'all to make it known in the comment section what it is you will want out of an Osmo Pocket 3, because trust me, they do read the comments and they do care. Anyways, make sure you check out that video that I've told you to watch 3 times after this video. It'll be in the end card. The iPhone 16 Pro versus the Osmo Pocket 3 will also be in the end card, and I'll link the whole Osmo Pocket 3 playlist in the pinned comment, as well as a link to grab those LUTs for your Osmo Pocket 3. So until next time, I'm out of here. Tight shirt, Terry Warfield. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out, y'all. Much love. Peace. I'm parched. I need some water.